Morning, morning, morning. Yes, we're back with another episode, another rider. Today we have Ryan in the house. I've just picked him up from, I don't know where we are in the countryside, but we're off the M4. And he's a football player.
Yep, I play semi-pro football.
He plays semi-pro football like you hear. And we're just going to hear about how he became a footballer, why he loves football, what motivates him. So nice to have you here today, Ryan.
Well, I started playing football when I was younger. I started watching football from when I was about 2 to 3. I started watching Premier League, and then I started watching foreign leagues, Serie A, La Liga. At one point I started watching the Russian league. I just wanted to watch football. Then I decided to start playing, and I found out that I was actually quite good. You know, I could play football to an extent.
How did you find out that you're actually quite good? How does that work?
Well, I played for school, and I got into the school team during primary school. We had a school football team, and we played other schools in the area. I got into the A team, so I thought, oh, I'm actually quite good at this, and I enjoyed it, obviously. So then I went home, told my parents, like, look, school says I'm good at football. Can I go play Sunday league? I started playing Sunday league.
Let me stop you there. How old are your parents?
How old are they?
Yeah.
My parents, what, now or back then?
Back then?
They were just early 40s.
Okay. And this is what, about 10 years ago?
Yeah. Oh. Well, actually, they'd be late 30s, early, like coming up to 40.
Okay. And you're Asian, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, the only reason I ask is because I've interviewed other football players who are Asian, and they said their parents aren't supportive. So you've got younger parents, so I can only assume that they were very supportive.
Well, my dad was very supportive because he sort of did the same thing. He did an alternative career path compared to what was traditional for the Asian culture. Whereas my mum, on the other hand, she wanted me to go to uni, you know, get a degree and play football as a hobby. So like on one side I had someone going, yeah, go for it, you can go pro, you can go as far as you can. And then the other, I had go to university and then get a degree, get a job, 9 to 5. You know, you make a couple smart investments, and then you can buy a house, make a living. Because if you have kids, when you have kids, you want to supply them with the best opportunity, and the most safe way to do that is to go through the traditional university, get a job, which is fair enough. I understand it. Anyway, started playing football. Eventually, I wound up playing. Well, I played for Arsenal when I was younger.
Okay.
When I was like 6, I was playing for them. Obviously, I can say that as a 6-year-old, but...
Were you playing for them? So I hear they've got a junior team. Were you playing for them like your parents paid the Arsenal club and you get to play with them?
I'm not sure.
Or was it you were really good?
I'm not sure. I think it might have been my parents paid, but it could also be I played for the academy.
So a lot of Chelsea mums pay for their 5-year-olds to play for Chelsea.
But they've got the money at Chelsea.
Yeah. They're not real like players. So I was just curious. But go on.
That's all right. Then from Arsenal, it's just too far to go. I live in northwest London, and Arsenal's all the way in North London. It's just
So wait, you don't. So where I picked you up, you don't live out here in the countryside.
No. I live in a little, like a town, I guess.
Okay.
Like close to London. It's in Greater London. Yeah. Then I left Arsenal, played Sunday League. I never really found a club. Couldn't really afford to pay for Sunday League. My parents couldn't really afford to pay for the Sunday League fees. Then I went and did a community session with Watford. It's my local team, well, the closest team to me. And they said to me, come for a trial for the actual academy. Went to that trial, and they said, yeah, cool, come train with us. But around that time, I tore my ligament when I was like 10, which is a freak injury, and I tore it playing for school. So that meant I couldn't go play for Watford.
Sorry, do you know why you tore it?
It was a 50-50. Well, I got the ball turned, dribbling through, and it was during training as well. It wasn't a competitive match. The opposition team, well, one of my mates actually, he was tracking me back, defending. He was jockeying me, and then he dived in, went for a slide challenge. I dinked the ball over his slide tackle, but as I tried to jump over him, he caught my left knee, and I landed straight on it, and it popped the ligament in my left knee. Especially when I was 10, that's like, for 10-year-olds, if you have ligament injuries when you're 10, you're not meant to have ligament injuries when you're that young. So I had a ligament injury. That meant I couldn't play football for 3 years. I lost a bit of pace. I wasn't as fast as I was. I had to change how I played. I couldn't run as fast as I could. My knee was still always hurting me. Anyway, now I'm 13, just playing football and now at my secondary school, but they don't really focus on sports. They're more of an academic school, so I'm not really playing football like that seriously, I would say. Then one of my friends said come play for their club for Sunday League, because obviously they knew I was good, it's just I didn't have a club. So I went there, played there for a year. I started off really well, but then me and the manager had a falling out, because the way he liked to play compared to the way I like to play, just he wasn't on the same wavelength. He was much more of a standard 4-4-2. As soon as you get it in the box, if it's in the box, hoof it up, strikers run and get any second balls. It wasn't good football. I played for them for a year.
Wait, how old were you when you was getting into it with the manager then?
15.
15?
Yeah, 15, 16.
So you really knew your mind of what you wanted then?
Yeah, I just wanted to play good football, to be honest. Well, during that time, I got scouted to go to America to play for one of their colleges.
Oh, in football?
Yeah.
I didn't know they did
for
that.
university, but obviously at that time I was doing my GCSEs. There wasn't really a need for me to do that. I was too young. They had to wait 2-3 years. I had to finish my A-levels. About at 15, 16, you do your GCSEs, and then the next 2 years you complete your A-levels. So by the time I was 18, they wanted me to go to America. I kept in contact with that scout, left playing football. Then I didn't play for 2 years during my A-levels. I just sort of kept just playing for fun, I decided to apply to uni. I got into uni. I went to Oxford. I got into actually like a good uni. I was doing PP, that's philosophy, politics and economics. I was there last year. I started playing for the uni team and my college team. So at my uni, you have different colleges and you have the uni team. So you have at a local level your college football, and then at a higher level your uni-wide team. I was playing for the uni first team and I was playing at my college team. That was good, started playing football. I was actually injured. 2 months before my uni, I was meant to come to Beaconsfield, but I sprained my ankle severely on both sides, the outside ligaments and the inside ligaments, which meant I couldn't walk for another 6 months. So for the first 6 months of my uni experience, from July to January, I couldn't walk. I was on 2 crutches, and only from Jan this year, so Jan 2022, I started playing football again.
I have to ask you, you seem to occur in quite a few injuries.
Yeah.
What's the kind of training regime you guys do? Because someone I speak to, a sports therapist, or not therapist, conditioning kind of guy who does things to make your tendons and ligaments and things strong.
Yeah.
What kind of training do you do, and what have you learnt from that training?
Well, we have a physio, and obviously while I wasn't playing here, I had a physio from healthcare. So literally it was just all about making sure your ligaments are strong enough to hold your weight. The reason why I got injured was I started bulking. I wanted to put on more muscle, because I used to be quite a skinny guy. So I needed to put on more muscle. So I went to the gym and started putting on more muscle.
You doing creatine?
No, I literally go gym, make sure I was doing the right amount of reps, rest, and making sure I'd eat enough protein a day. I wouldn't do creatine. Creatine's not really useful for football because it allows for an explosive burst, but with football, because it's a 90-minute game, the explosive burst will only be used once, but after that it dumps the energy, and so it's not very useful in the sense for a whole game. Yeah, anyway, I was at the gym, and I went from about 65 kg to 85 kg, and obviously my joints weren't strong enough to hold it, and that caused me to sprain my ankle quite severely. I was just simply too heavy.
So you need to be sorting out your joints at the same time. Like what I'm saying, as you put on weight, you need to condition all your joints.
Well, now I've dropped weight, my joints are actually really strong. So I'm now 72 kg, so I cut a lot of mass. So when I went up to 85, it wasn't purely just muscle. Obviously I was bulking, so there was a lot of calories. I was in a calorie surplus, and so I was putting on a lot of muscle but a lot of fat at the same time. And now to drop to I'm around 72, 73. To drop to there, I'm now in a calorie deficit, and so that excess fat is being used as energy. So now I'm lean cutting. So now I'm around 85% muscle mass now, and 10% body fat, and then the rest is all bone mass and water weight. Anyway.
Okay.
So we're there January. I'm in my first year of uni. I'm now playing for the uni ones, and I'm also playing for my college.
Yep.
We then move into the break between the winter term and the summer term of my uni. I get a call up from this scout, the scout that scouted me when who wanted me to go to America, saying, "Oh, well, Ryan, I've got an academy here. Do you want to play?" And now the reason why they called me was because last year, the year before I was meant to go to uni, I wasn't meant to go to uni. I wanted to go play, but because I sprained my ankle, I couldn't go play and had to go to uni. So I sort of was forced into going to uni for a year without playing, and now I'm finally playing. He said to me, "Come for a trial and see if you can get this opportunity to play again." Went down to the trial.
That's today?
No, that was like a couple months ago.
Okay.
And so went to the trial. I thought nothing of it. I thought, okay, I played well. Maybe I'll get it, maybe I won't. Then went back to uni for my summer term. So now this is from May to July. I'm now back at uni. Get a call saying, "Ryan, we want you to play for us next year," which is now this year. And I thought, okay, well, I've got two options here. Either stay at uni and then give up, or let me go play football and see what happens. And so then I talked to my uni, and they said, "Ryan, we'd love it if you go for a year and play, and if nothing happens, you can come back."
They're supportive.
Yeah, so I spoke to them, showed them the proof that, look, it's not like I'm going to play for a Sunday league club now. I'm playing for a semi-professional club. What
are they, League 2?
No, I think they're National League South.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're one step away. They're step 3, so they're actually 2 steps away. But anyway, then my uni said, "Yeah, cool, you can do it." So now I'm here, a year off uni, but now I'm playing football for Beaconsfield.
And how do you find it at Beaconsfield?
It's fun. Like, obviously for me, it's gonna take me a bit longer to get with it because I've had 6 months off, and then I've only been playing football for now 7 months straight. So in terms of fitness and stuff, I'm not. The people there they've played last year and they've played years before. They've had a continuous stream of just playing football since they've been 15, 16. I've played one season here at 15 and then stopped for 3 years and then played half a season for my uni and half a season for my college. So my sharpness isn't as good as theirs, but I'm getting there week on week. As long as I show up to training, try my hardest, play the matches and see where we can go.
With the training, do you do yoga, anything like that?
I used to, but I find more just I go gym quite regularly, so I at the gym I probably just weightlifting, doing football specific drills, making sure that the muscles are strengthened.
I went to a physio the other day. Physio, I can't remember what her title was, but basically what had happened, one of my adductors had snapped. Ooh. So it dropped me. I was 120 kg at the time, so heavy guy, 6 foot plus. And I've been trying to repair it. I've been going swimming and doing different things. But what occurred to me, and what the physio, these professionals have explained, is that especially as you're getting older, you need to incorporate flexibility in your training a lot. So when your joints or ligaments or tendons do get pushed to that element, they still hold. Yeah. So that's what I was thinking, is like you're doing, I do Muay Thai, boxing.
Yeah. I do kickboxing as well.
Yeah, and things like that. So, you're building up muscles, you're getting flexibility within reason, but even in that, you need to do a big session of stretching. Yeah. Because you can't just be kicking and never do like an hour of stretching.
No, so after training we do like a half an hour cool down. Yeah. And we do a proper warm up. When I'm at the gym, I don't just go to the gym and start lifting weights. I have a warm up set where I just stretch out for a little bit, make sure that my muscles are tight muscles are loose by the time, and then also I have a cool down set. I have a cool down routine when I'm at the gym.
How old are you now?
I'm now 19.
Okay, so what I'm saying is you're still at your peak. You're not. A man's sexual peak is 21. So you're still developing.
Like I'm on the up.
Yeah, you're on the up. Thank you. Yeah, but what I'd say is that those warm downs and warm up are okay, but what you do need is just to dedicate an hour, at least an hour once a week, to a full just stretching session, like a hot yoga kind of thing, or just sort of where you're just, whether in the shell suit, you're warm and you're just stretching, twisting, and all these kind of things. You'll see videos on YouTube, okay? But those are things, they do that in all contact fighting sports, but that would be what I'd suggest so you don't end up like me. Because I was actually playing football. I don't play football much, but I decided to start playing football. I hadn't played football in over 20 years, and that's what they said. You're doing stuff you've never done before in years. Things. So, what does the future hold for you?
Well, hopefully, I turn professional by next year, and then I can become a professional football player, and that will be my job.
Who's your ideal team that you'd want to play for?
I would say playing for like a top 6 Premier League club, but that's sort of unrealistic. I'm not saying I wouldn't get there, but
Really? Why?
Just due to the fact that there's so many leagues that I have to step up to be in that area. I'm not saying I can't get there.
You can shine. I interviewed, so just jump in there quickly, I interviewed Crawley football owner the other day, and Arsenal were coming to his team to scout a player. Now they're Division 2.
Well, no, like there's opportunity for me to get there. However, if I'm being realistic, if I get into a League One club within a year at 20, after just playing football for 1.5 years, like not even 1.5 years consistently, for playing football for 16 months consistently, then that shows that in terms of my progression and the growth, if you look at the growth I would have taken, is from not playing football to step 3 football to professional football and to play in League One. Like I would take a League One club, something like Oxford United, that level, and then from there, then I can then look further up, Championship, Premier League, because it's very hard to make a jump from where I am now straight to Premier League. Of course, it could happen, but if I'm being realistically, it's unlikely.
I suppose it's a cup half full or half empty.
Well, like obviously, if Arsenal come knocking, I wouldn't say no, would I? I would be like, let me play for Arsenal. If any professional club comes knocking, I'm not gonna.
Fair enough.
I'm not gonna turn it down.
What team do you support?
I support Man United.
Okay. So I suppose I never thought of that. All players actually have their team they support. So if you ever end up playing for Arsenal, now you have to play Man United, what are you going to do? Kick the ball in your own goal?
If I come up against United, I'd want to perform, be like, okay, fine, it's my team and my heart, but I have to do a job. It's not about.
Alright, so it's not club before country then?
Nah.
Okay. It's been an interesting talk with you.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting. You've been open, which is great. My last question to you is, what would you say to a young person in school who wants to become a professional football player? What would be your advice?
I'd say you have to get in the gym, make sure that you're doing the right things to become a better player. Make sure your diet's good, make sure you're in the gym, making sure that you're getting stronger, making sure you train your cardio. Just looking at a player and like observing what do they do off the ball, on the ball. Looking at people like who are leading the game at this current point in time in your position and seeing what they do that you can introduce into your game, and find a club, talk to your coaches. And honestly, it's not about if you're the most talented, it's always been if you're the most hardworking, you get somewhere. Okay.
Well, thanks a lot for that. If people want to follow you on social media, where can they find you?
My Instagram is ryan.radia. Radia spelled R-A-D-I-A.
And Ryan's, that's R-A-Y-N?
R-Y-A-N.
Thank you. See why I'm driving a taxi.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot for that, and we wish you well. We hope that episode enhanced your life. We post an interview every day, as well as vlogging on our social media channels. Don't forget to subscribe to get our latest episode.